Okay. You ready?
I don't know. What's gonna happen?
Joke number 1.
Okay.
Why don't graveyards ever get overcrowded?
Why?
Because people are dying to get in.
Next.
What's the best way to watch a fly fishing tournament?
What?
Live stream.
Next.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Why?
Because he was outstanding in his field. And
Next.
that's it for Out of Bounds. Welcome, everybody. That is...
I wanna die.
This is episode 4. Welcome, everybody. We're here at episode 4 with Out of Bounds.
Yes, sir.
We got your boys, me and Ahmed.
I feel like I'm wearing almost the same outfit as last episode. It's just the
had
top
to
that's
switch.
changed.
I got my regular top here that I always wear.
Nice.
But yeah, we've recorded a couple more episodes, but I think
Oh yeah.
one of them will come out a bit later.
We have something that's super cool that we already recorded, but we cannot reveal too much about it right now. But be on the lookout. If you've been on our Instagram, you've seen a couple things. You already kind of have an idea, but it's super fucking cool, and we cannot wait to talk about it. But let's save that for later. You know what? Why the Scarecrow joke is about to get me in the cold open? Because I was thinking fiddlesticks.
Something with fiddle.
Yeah, just jumping out, just kiss me, fat man. That was all I could think of. That's a League reference.
Oh, what is
So
that?
now that we lost 90% of our audience for
Yeah.
this episode, welcome back, guys.
What was it, episode 3 that we lost about? We're gonna lose most of you in episode 3 when you start talking about the League segment at the end. It was going so well until then, like the music and everything. And us, they would. This is going to come after that episode anyway, so they don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But basically,
yeah.
when you cut to the League segment, it's just zero viewership. Nobody.
We're gonna. I mean, I think 90% of our viewers watch to like halfway, and then I think they get busy or whatever.
Yeah.
But
they get on with the rest of their lives.
yeah. They remember that this is just a stupid podcast.
They got better shit to do.
Now, jokes aside, thank you all so much. If you even watch 1 minute of this, we highly appreciate it. Really, like I speak for both of us, I'm pretty sure. But like you know, watch a little bit more. It won't hurt.
Maybe a couple more minutes. You know.
We got some nice content.
We got that monetized.
But yeah, so what's on the docket for today?
Donkey.
What are we trying to do?
Well, this is a very this is your idea. This episode today.
Yes.
Today's topics were picked by Ahmed Man himself.
I have a bunch of things that I want to talk about. One of which has been plaguing my mind for a while, bro.
Yeah. So today's topic is Toronto slang.
Oh yes, miskin youth.
He's been begging for this episode for so long.
Oh my god. Okay, so based on like I know that I have a synced FYP with at least 3 of you. Like 3 of you out there I have a synced FYP with. And I know that you've seen these clips of those guys. It's like man on the street type content. Like they go and interview people, but it's in Toronto.
Yeah.
And they walk up to people and he's like, and the guy goes like, hey, what's your favorite Toronto slang word? And he goes like, word of my brother, my G, it's miskin youth's blood. And I'm like, why are you talking like this? First of all, the cadence of their voice, they all gotta speak with like a
They have like a weird raspy thing, right?
Yeah. It's like Kermit the Frog is trying to escape.
Word of my brother, broski. It's like
word of my brother. Word of my gang, broski.
it's like they're.
I kind of nailed that.
Yeah, it sounds like they're getting choked, but it's just very consistent amount of pressure there.
I lie, broski. Word of my gang.
I'm not so well versed with like Toronto slang. I think Ahmed's watched this for like the last couple of weeks.
I've been binging that shit. It's so funny.
So I had to like ask ChatGPT to help me out and give me some Toronto slang. It came up with mans. These
are kind of old though.
I went through the list. It's a lot of British references as well. Mans.
Okay, but first of all, I think we need to address why this is a thing. A lot of the words are like miskeen, wallahi, and all of that. Those come from Arabic, bro. So it's like mostly immigrants.
What's miskeen?
Miskeen means like a poor guy.
Really?
But it can be applied to someone who's like unwealthy, but also like poor, as in like you have sympathy for them. So it's like miskeen, like look at him. You know what I'm saying? So miskeen youth is like miskeen youth with a th.
Bro, they use wagwan.
Wagwan,
fam.
So it's mostly like immigrants. That's why most of these are coming from like immigrants and shit. And it's so funny because like what captured my attention with this shit is miskeen specifically. I was like, I really want to know where this came from and what it means.
Bro, what is Brampton Waste Ute? A diss for somebody from Brampton who is considered useless or annoying.
Yeah.
What?
Yo, anyone watching this from Brampton, you just got fucking just destroyed.
Jesus. Hold this L. You're moving waste.
You're moving waste, blood. You're moving waste, blood.
Telling someone they're acting foolish. Allow it. Normal. Come outside. This is basically just catch me outside. How about that? It's just the same thing. Use when calling someone out, or either a fight or to hang out. That's very misleading because it says to fight or to hang out. So come outside could mean many things.
Yeah. Come outside.
Trust me.
I love you. Come outside.
Trust me, dog. Let me hold that.
Let me hold that?
Casual way of asking to borrow something.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of people say let me hold that, but that's mostly like, when you meet a random person on the street and they try and mug you. The first thing they say is like, yo, bro, where'd you get that from? Let me hold that.
Oh, bro, what side of the internet are you on?
I've been through like, my For You page has like this one biker guy that goes through LA, and he goes through the ghetto part of LA, where like the side alleys are with like the rats and the trash and everything, and he goes on a motorized bike. This guy is always like every couple of days he's posting a new video, and it's just like, God, it's just the most horrible things. It's basically the GTA 2.0, like robbers everywhere. People try to mug him like 10, 15 times.
There is this podcast that I watch. I don't drop the name. We're never gonna reach them, but it's like TMG. I told you about them. Tiny Meat Gang. When they were starting out, they used to film in like a shitty studio in like LA. They live in LA, both of them. And before I listened to their podcast, I thought LA was awesome, and like cool, and it's like a beautiful city, whatever. But then the shit they say, it's like, LA is kind of cooked.
I've heard there's a stat that says per square foot or square meter, it's $200.
It's probably not meter if it's in the US.
Probably foot, yeah. So per square foot is $200. The rest of them, like ideally, where America wants to be is at $25 per foot. Square foot. That is crazy. That's 8 times more expensive than what you're expecting.
In LA, it's 200. Damn. I'm sorry, but I just remembered the meme that was like, Americans will use anything but the metric system.
Yeah.
And it's just a collection of shit. It's like, the height of 6 elephants, or the size of 8 pools. Like,
what did they actually use to? They just use feet, right? They don't.
They use
for buildings.
They use feet. Yeah, feet is
or stories.
Feet and yards.
Stories as well.
No, feet and yards is for length. They use stories for like height, yeah, but it's also measured in feet still. And for
weight
is ounces, pounds and ounces, and tons.
Speed, miles per second.
Miles per hour. Yeah. Or feet per second. I'm pretty sure they use feet per second. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, no, but the joke was like in some textbooks, clearly they're made for like elementary school kids.
Yeah.
So they're not using the any system. They're just trying to like put it to like a scale that the kid can imagine. Yeah. So it's like the height of 6 elephants. Like, what the fuck? Just say it's like 20 meters.
It's called.
Well, it's not gonna hurt you.
It's called what is it? SA, right? A standard abbreviation or something like that.
SI.
SI units.
Standard International or something like that. It's like a French,
International units, I think we used to call it.
The SI units. No, but the SI units are an international standard. You know what the idea is? Each of these units, there is a standard for it in France, in a museum in France. And every year, they send out copies of those standardized, like basically, how do you define a kilogram? Okay? Way back when, there used to be like a block of a metal that doesn't get affected by its environment that is known to be 1 kilogram. So the mass of 1 kilogram is defined as the amount of volume of that metal times its density that you have. And that's how much kilograms you have.
Yeah.
And that was the definition of mass. Same thing as like, what's the definition of a second? It used to be the amount of time it took for something to degrade a material. I don't know what it was. But now it's like the time it takes for light to travel however many, like its speed.
Yeah.
So basically, as science advances, we discover more and more things that we can use to define our own SI units. That's why our system is kind of weird, because it's like we based it on nothing, but now we're using what we discovered using it to base it on the discoveries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when we went to Oktoberfest last year, we walked past like a institute or a laboratory type of place, and I saw the name of it. It was something to do with the study of metric systems.
Yeah.
I forgot.
It's Messtechnik. It's what we studied.
Yeah, Messtechnik, but it was in English. So I forgot.
Okay.
It's meteorology, but
yes.
it was meteorology.
Meteorology.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So I saw the meteorology center, and I was like, but why do they need this thing? And I believe we then searched it up, and we found out every year these guys keep doing these these new techniques to figure out the more exact version of those set amounts.
Exactly. And like, for example, a scale can't go into circulation unless it abides to those standards. Because then you can go like, yo, if we didn't have a definition for a kilogram, I could weigh myself on one scale and be 80 kilograms, and then weigh myself on another and be 64.
Yeah,
Who the fuck is
exactly.
to tell the difference? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then what does the unit mean if we don't have a defined definition for it? So the way it works in Germany, because for Messtechnik, when I studied Messtechnik, it was very recent, so this is fresh in my mind. In Germany, what they do is there are specific labs in each major city, and those labs are the ones responsible for releasing the DIN shit. You know, the DIN standards.
Yeah, DIN standard of
So there are very basic DN standards that they like test every year. And those labs, they test that shit at like atmospheric pressure and temperature. And then they send out the standardized results to every other lab. And those labs take that shit and apply it. So, bro, 1 kilogram could change, its definition could change next year.
Yeah.
By very minute differences, but it's changing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, back then, it used to be like, because what are watches made out of? Quartz?
Yeah, quartz.
And how do they measure time?
You have Swiss watches and you have quartz watches.
I'm pretty sure Swiss watches use quartz. That's
then there's the other type of watches, isn't there? There's quartz and there's some other material.
I have no clue.
But Swiss watches normally
digital,
use
if it's not digital, it uses quartz. Now quartz, there's a reaction that takes place in it that equals 1 second. Like it finishes in 1 second. Are you googling it?
Yeah, I want to.
Awesome, because I actually want to know about this. But yeah, so that used to be the definition of a second, but now it's changed. It's how much time it takes for light to travel 357 million meters. What's the speed of light? 357 million meters per second, right?
I think so. Yeah, it's 8.33 minutes to reach the sun from the sun to our Earth.
That's not my question.
So if just divide the distance of Earth.
Okay, yeah, sun. Sure. Let me just.
I don't fuck. Okay. Okay, yeah, mechanical watches. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
With the gears and everything. So you have quartz, you have mechanical, you have automatic, which is the analog or whatever. Smart watches, solar watches, which is the ones that
those
suns,
ignore those.
The OG ones. Yeah, those are pretty much it.
But then no, how do quartz watches work?
Quartz watches, battery powered, highly accurate, and low maintenance. It just says like what's good about them.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure it's about like a reaction happening in the quartz.
Probably, yeah.
Something like that.
How?
But yeah, so it's super interesting. Meteorology is a very cool thing. Very cool thing. And every year, like I said, we find more and more accurate ways to define the units. You know what I'm saying? Super cool.
Yeah, so it's basically like the speaker system. Speakers also use microphones, and speakers like the one we're using now uses quartz or some form of crystal, from what I remember.
Okay.
And based off of the vibrations coming from our like voice, our sound, they vibrate and they can turn that signal into an electrical system, which puts the data through this wire and into the computer, and out comes the audio. That's why your audio is so crisp, because the stronger your mic is.
But in this scenario, it converts it into a binary input, right?
Yeah,
like
it turns into a digital input. Yeah. So it can the way it vibrates, the stronger your microphone is, the more crystals, like the more I don't know if it's quartz crystals, but the more of those crystals that you have in there. And the louder you are, the more they vibrate. So basically, it just changes the input and completely digitalizes it.
I mean, yeah.
But apparently, quartz also does the same thing. It also vibrates, and it is a small battery button cell inside the watch provides a constant electrical charge, which energizes the quartz crystal, and that's what makes it keep ticking.
What makes the tick exactly count for 1 second? That was my initial question.
The quartz crystal in the watch is cut and shaped to resonate at 32,768 times per second.
So hertz.
When an electrical current passes through it. This frequency is chosen because it is 2 to the power of 15, making it easy for digital circuits to divide it. What?
Okay.
The quartz watch counts 1 second by using a precise vibrations of a quartz crystal and a frequency divider circuit.
Okay.
So apparently
So it divides the frequency by 2 to the power of 15.
It's very
to
complicated.
achieve
Apparently.
One input.
The watch uses a binary frequency divider, which is usually made of flip-flops, electronic logic gates.
Okay. And. Yeah. God, I hate logic gates.
Flip-flop cuts the frequency in half, reducing it from 32 down to 1 hertz in 15 steps.
Yeah, exactly.
So half. They eventually just half it down.
All the way down to 1.
Does that have anything to do with the 1 second? So it vibrates.
No, because bro, hertz is rounds per second. Divided by itself, you get just seconds. You remove the rounds part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So they just keep.
So you want to bring it down to 1 second.
They just divide it 15 times until they reach 1.
Yeah, exactly. 1 round per second is 1 second. You get it?
Yeah. No, my question is. I mean, they probably have a.
Okay, wait. I get it now. So, I think what happens is the battery sends a signal to the quartz crystal. It vibrates at that frequency, 2 to the power of 15. And then the frequency divider picks up that signal and then keeps on dividing it and then sends the final output, which is 1 hertz, into the hand.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah. And then that's
the final divider says 1, so that's probably like a gear or something that ticks it the amount that comes out of that.
Exactly. So this is welcome back to the watch podcast.
Bro, that makes sense. Wait. You know when your watch is broken and the thing just goes, it keeps ticking back and forth. That's because the number is less than 0. It can't go 1.
Yeah.
So it just goes because it's
Yo,
that's kind of fucked up. Like.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, dude. But nah, watches are cool. Where the fuck were we?
Yeah, we were talking about Canadian slang.
Word of my gang, my G. Word of my gang. Watches are so damn cool. I love it. Anyway,
Wagwan. You're tripping.
I lie. But so Toronto slang it's brain rot.
We're actually going back to that.
It's no, but I just want to add that it's the next generation of brain rot. Please go watch that shit, bro. What was that Drake lyric? He goes like, "They're scared of the 6." Yeah, they're scared of the 6. It was a Travis song, no? Are you okay?
I'm dying.
You're scared of the 6. Yeah, they're scared of the 7. And I'm in the 7-Eleven.
Isn't it this one?
It was a Travis song.
Tea-time.
Yeah, tea time.
Okay, wait, I need to pause for a
Damn, okay, hold up. Okay, So he's not dead.
I'm alive. I'm alive.
He's not dead.
My throat decided to.
Yeah, to act
me over
the
there.
fuck up.
Yeah. But we can.
I'm done with Toronto slang. Miskini alai.
What is?
I wanted to talk about TV shows.
Mm.
If you want to discuss it, because I have a bunch of TV shows that I wanna get your opinion on. I don't think we watch the same. One of the things that we don't match styles on is TV shows.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think our opinion. I don't know. I have different. We have one matching TV show.
You kind of like. Yeah, I mean, Arcane is different, but you kind of like trash TV.
Shout out.
Let's not. This is fire, by the way. I was gonna. He drew this, hand drawn and everything. Fucking awesome. He even drew this, by the way.
This, yeah.
This was meant as well.
These are all like emotionally charged moments in my life.
Yeah.
This absolutely ruined my life. My November,
Bro,
my month of November.
Actually, can I just touch on that real quick? Like just the.
You want to do an Arcane episode after this episode?
I'm down.
We can do
I'm down.
it.
If the audience are down, I'm down. And they have to be down.
Chat,
I'm
we
sorry.
down?
They don't have time because we're recording the next episode before we put this one out. So you're gonna see Arcane next episode, or you're not gonna see the show, but you're gonna see us talk about it. But no, I just wanted to comment on this episode. When we watched this episode, I knew that there was gonna be an Echo episode, and Echo is my favorite character in any form of media. So this episode we're talking about comic books.
Yeah.
Oh yes, okay. I wasn't even prepared for this, but I am, bro.
Because you know why? Because the new Doom cast has been released for Doctor Doom. Their cast.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah,
I saw.
So they have
Super weird, by the way. Super weird. I don't know how they're gonna pull this off.
Why? I saw that the Fantastic Four cast is different, right?
No, it's the same. Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal.
Is Pedro Pascal the Fantastic in? I know he's in Fantastic Four. Is
He's in Doomsday. Yes.
Okay. So
the technical issues resolved with this guy's throat. Yeah.
Whoa, that sounds
Pause. Actually, we can do another one of the on this one. Nah, don't do that. Thank you. Anyway.
So.
Yeah. You good? You about to cuff?
Okay. I'm trying to hold it in.
Okay.
But so comic books, I'm not a.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday.
We were talking about Doomsday. I was saying like this whole comic book thing is like hella new to me. Not new. I used to watch a lot of.
You watched Marvel.
Marvel and everything, cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
The Batman series.
Oh, the Batman series,
one of the most
bro.
highly acclaimed TV shows of all time.
But it is the best animated series of all time. Also, Mark Hamill.
Fact, it's like 9.8.
Mark Hamill, the voice of the Joker. Everyone was like, "Please let this guy play the Joker in real life."
Yeah, because the fear
that guy
he instills upon you.
That guy is the Joker, bro.
Literal chills.
He is the Joker. He looks like he could play the Joker in real life. Any animated series that has the Joker, 90% chance that the voice of the Joker is Mark Hamill. He's just goated, bro.
But I think with animated series as well, like voice actors get to flex their, flex themselves a lot.
This is one
actors.
thing. This is one thing that's kind of slept on. DC has an amazing gallery of animated movies.
Teen Titans is amazing.
That's a fire show.
It's amazing.
But see, that's a kids show. They have a lot of hardcore adult movies, but animated. Super hardcore. Like, there's one thing. I mean, I could go in on this. Okay, so from how much I'm glazing the Joker and Batman and all that kind of shit, you can tell that I'm a DC fan. I don't like Marvel. The only hero that can redeem Marvel for me is Spider-Man, and maybe the Fantastic Four. Like, for me, Marvel doesn't have that big of a library of characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, and the X-Men. I mean, that's already like 60% of their library. But like, this is what you can applaud them for. What happened was Marvel was going bankrupt, obviously, because it's the worst of the two.
What era are we talking about? Is this
2010?
Oh, so
Iron Man,
pre Downey Downey era.
Yeah. So pause on that, by the way. But yeah,
Downey.
Yeah. Just
pre RDJ.
don't take that out of context. But yeah, so 2010, I think. When was the first Iron Man? 2008.
2008. Or
Yeah. So
they started shooting around 2000.
7, let's say 6. Okay, whatever. Before that they had the Incredible Hulk, which was the incredible failure, right? And before that they were going bankrupt.
Was Thor before that, or was Iron Man before that?
Dog, no. The first Marvel MCU movie was Iron Man 1. And here's the thing that happened.
But Hulk was before that, right?
Hulk was before that.
The opening scene where he's.
But wasn't it like?
He's like extracting something from like starfish.
Bro,
The opening scene for the Hulk. He was like extracting the gas.
Bro, I barely remember that movie.
Really?
I barely remember it.
I remember watching that one scene as a kid, and it just stuck with me.
I just remember that it had that big villain, the gray guy. Forgot his name. No. Rhino's a Spider-Man villain. Let me explain what happened. So basically, 2006, after that flopped, they were going bankrupt. First of all, their comics weren't selling as good. There weren't that many good writers on the roster, all that kind of stuff. So, khalas, they started selling their assets. And their biggest assets were the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man.
That's why Spider-Man got sold to Sony and the X-Men
and
got
Fox.
sold.
And Fox. Spider-Man was acquired by two different studios, Fox and Sony. Each of them had partial rights to the character. Okay? And the X-Men was completely bought out by Fox. The Fantastic Four, I am not sure. I want to say Fox.
Was the X-Men bought out by Fox or HBO?
No, Fox.
Fox, right?
Fox.
Okay. It was bought out by HBO. There was one TV show.
No. DC is owned by HBO because of Warner Brothers. I'll get into Warner Brothers, bro. I have a gripe with them. I have a bone to pick with Warner Brothers. But anyway, so they were going bankrupt, and then they were like, okay, so they sold all of their A-list characters, all of them. They don't have the rights for these characters anymore. Like, they are Marvel Studios assets, but they don't own the rights to make movies for them.
Yeah, they don't. I assume they get a little bit of the profit, but not like a major amount.
I don't think they even got royalties. That's the thing.
Crazy.
They never got the royalties. They didn't own those characters
So
in terms of movies.
You're telling me Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and like
Venom
and all
didn't make Marvel a single cent.
Ouch.
That wasn't theirs. So what happened was they were still going bankrupt even after they sold all of those characters. So what did they do? They gathered a group of their C-list heroes. Iron Man in the comics is a C-list hero. In the gold era of comics, he was a trash hero, like nowhere near like the X-Men or the Fantastic Four. So they gathered. They were like, okay, let's make a team, bro. Because when you think of Marvel teams, bro, what's the first team that comes to mind? Now it's the Avengers. But back then,
it was probably the
X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men and Fantastic Four, the first family of Marvel.
As a kid, yeah, we always used to watch like X-Men and stuff.
Yeah,
like
because that's Marvel.
Mr. Fantastic used to be every kid's dream to be like.
Exactly.
No, Johnny Storm was
Johnny Storm was
every
my favorite
boy's
character.
Dream was Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm until Spider-Man came out, and then I watched Spider-Man and I was like, that's my favorite character. But then after that, they came out with Iron Man, resounding success. So they were like, yo, let's see where this goes. So they start making all of their C-list characters movies. Their best movie yet, for a long time, to me, was Winter Soldier. Bro, Winter Soldier is a goated Marvel movie. Like, it's an actual good Marvel movie. I'm a professional Marvel movie hater. Okay? Most of them are not good movies. They're just like, they're mostly fan service. Like Infinity War, we all saw what happened with the Fortnite ad.
Oh,
yeah. And then
you mean Endgame?
Was it Endgame?
Endgame was when Thor is like fat and he's like.
Infinity War was a decent movie, but to me it doesn't compare to the movies that actually have structure and story.
You mean are you talking about Endgame or Infinity War?
I'm talking about Infinity War right now. Infinity War, everyone kisses that movie's ass because it was like the biggest crossover event in the history of all of media. Sure, but was it a good movie? Not really.
It was very rushed, I feel. Very rushed.
They tried to cram a lot of shit. I didn't really like that movie that much. I mean, it's awesome to watch the scene where Captain America finally says Avengers assemble and they all gather and it's like a huge battle on...
Oh, that you're talking about Endgame, bro.
No, that's Infinity War.
Infinity War is the one where they all get snapped.
Endgame. Oh yeah, but he didn't say it. Yeah, he didn't say it.
Endgame is the one where he's like on your left.
Why does everyone love Infinity War more than
Infinity War? What was it, bro? But Infinity War was the one where they all got snapped, so everybody was like scarred by that.
Maybe.
But Endgame was the one where they were like, where all the like memes of Iron Man. Like, I am Iron Man. It was iconic, you know.
It was kind of iconic, but again, like for example, Marvel has a bunch of other movies that really should be up there compared to Endgame and Infinity War. Like for example, Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther. You know, IMDb.
Goated,
I was searching up on IMDb the top Marvel movies the other day, and I wanted to rewatch like the top 3 first. So it was
Spider-Man No Way Home.
No, Black Panther first, 9.7 or something like that. Really high.
Actually, like my second favorite Marvel movie.
Not 9.7, it was like 9.4.
It's my second favorite.
But it's the highest Marvel movie, yeah. Then I think it was either Spider-Man or Endgame.
It has to be No Way Home, I feel. It has to be No Way Home. Because Spider-Man No Way Home, that to me is a goated crossover. Because it's the Spider-Man from our childhoods. All the memes done in a tasteful way.
Yeah.
It's not like a forced "what are those" joke in Infinity War.
Yeah.
It was like a proper like the Spider-Man pointing meme, and then when they keep calling him Amazing because his character's name is the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then the like it was perfect. I'm something of a scientist myself. That's funny. Come on. Like all of those are really cool. And then the redemption of some characters that were like shat on before, like Sandman. Everyone used to shit on Sandman.
Sandman is my. I truly feel for that villain.
Yeah.
That's the villain that I actually
in that movie
with.
He got a nice story. Electro fucking shat on in the Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
In that movie he is actually imposing and like he looks like a cool villain.
Yeah.
And Jamie Foxx did really well playing the character in that movie. So No Way Home to me is the best Marvel movie, and then Black Panther, and then to me personally Winter Soldier. I also want to shout out what's it called? Cold War. Not
Civil
Cold War.
War.
Civil War.
Civil War is.
Civil
I was
War.
gonna say Civil War is my number 2. Endgame, Civil War, and then
the
Iron
movie
Man.
again. The movie is still corny and trash, and it has all of these like annoying Marvel movie quirks.
Yeah,
but the story is fire.
It's really good.
And it was Spider-Man's first appearance in the MCU.
Do you remember that one scene where Cap and Bucky are fighting Iron Man alone?
Yeah, and then the part where he like reflects it,
Yeah.
and they start throwing the shield off of him to each other. So
It's
cool.
so that scene.
That's a good movie.
Shot so beautifully. It's just,
The choreography of it, the scene where Iron Man blocks a shot from like he goes in as if to shake Bucky's hand, and then he fires his gun at him, so his nanotech like saves the bullet. So he like looks at him. The way the camera recoils in that shot, and he's like, there's the other scene where Black Panther talks to, I think it was Bucky. He's like, get up. He's like, my name's Bucky. He's like, I don't care what your name is. And he's like, damn. Like, Black Panther, again, his first, like, big appearance in a movie. It's so cool. So that movie has a special... Also, because the villain in that movie, Baron Zemo, is just a human. He turns all the Avengers on each other.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass.
That's like proper manipulation.
That's badass as fuck. So... I love that movie. To me, it's like honorable mention. Like it doesn't make top 3. But Marvel has good movies. But you see, the issue with the formula was what we saw happen in Phase 5 and 6. You saw the movies. They were all flops. All of them. Thor: Love and Thunder, disaster. What's his name? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, disaster. Did they make a Captain Marvel 2? I don't fucking know. Yeah, they did, no?
The only... Was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 part of that phase?
Yes, it was. That was
only
a good
outstanding,
that was a good
like outstanding
it was.
anomaly.
No,
that
but
was
Guardians
decent.
of the Galaxy is its own realm. Those were just a goated trilogy. Like those are really good movies.
What else was there? Black Widow? Did they make one?
The Black Widow was in there.
Yeah.
Trash.
Oh, dude, the CGI was so bad.
Horrible
I can't
movie.
believe I paid money to go watch that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that was
terrible
actually,
movies. Terrible.
That was
movies,
actually
man.
just sad.
Terrible movies.
You know what the biggest flop is?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that your best movie and your worst movie are from the same franchise. Not franchise, like section. Because Wakanda Forever, Black Panther Wakanda Forever has like a...
That was also a disaster, right?
6 or 5 rating.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Even though it introduced one of the most anticipated characters, Namor, bro.
Yeah,
Namor.
Namori or whatever her name... The sister, right?
No. I'm talking about the Black Panther villain, Namor. The Aquaman equivalent of Marvel. The King of the Ocean.
I never...
You didn't watch the movie?
I didn't bother watching after
I never watched it either, but I know that Namor is... Because
really?
Namor is going to be in Doomsday. And Namor, in the comics, he's like an anti-hero. He's not a hero, but he's not a villain. But he hates Black Panther. He hates Wakanda. It's the only thing that rivals Atlantis in the comics.
You know, Michael B. Jordan actually played like a really good...
Michael B. Jordan is good.
Yeah. he played a really good villain, right?
Right.
Like you could see... Like,
Killmonger was for me, bro. Like the way, first of all, the way he is, like you can tell that this man's been through shit. Like he's from Wakanda, but they just cannot accept.
But you can see the Detroit roots in him as well, like where he's like, Doesn't matter. Like he
Yeah,
just got
yeah,
the.
that's what I'm saying.
He's just got the
Like
gangster
a
in him.
proper. That's why that movie was so inspirational and cool. The entire cast was African Americans. Everyone working on it. You can see the passion put into it, and like they're staying true. Like it's a comic book movie, but it feels so real. You know what I'm saying? It's like what the African American community goes through and shit like that. It was such a good movie to me, bro. Like that movie was just so perfectly made. That's why. Yeah, this is what I don't like about Marvel. They have some really good leadership, but they keep fucking up somehow. Like if you just made the right decisions. Yeah, for example, did you watch Thor: Love and Thunder?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
That villain is I don't know how you flop a villain like that.
Right?
This guy.
Bro, please shake my hand on this shit.
What is the villain's name?
I forgot. I think his name's something the World Ender or something like that.
Yeah.
Or the God Killer. The God Killer.
The God Killer.
The God Killer, something like that. Dude, first of all, Christian Bale plays the character perfectly.
You know he looks like Viego, bro.
True,
He does.
true. And also, like, his powers are fucking awesome. His exposition, the way they introduced the character and why he's going on this mission that he's going on was perfect. The scene where the god like steps on him and spits on him, and he kills his entire family, and it's so cool. And he's like one of the only villains in all of MCU that wins. He won. He made it to the end.
Yeah.
And just his mind changed.
Yeah.
The whole story was that he wants to reach this oracle thing that grants him whatever wish he wants,
and
then
to
he
save
wishes
his
to
daughter
just die
or something.
Oh yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Because honestly, if they had changed that opening scene in Love and Thunder where he meets the god looks so CGI'd, and it just looks like something out of a Disney movie.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Because he's just there like laughing and making jokes. I understand. But
but I'm saying that scene was powerful though. Because imagine you're in that position. The one thing that you trust in to save you is just spitting on you and laughing at you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
They should have put more of his emotions into that, because it just looked like a ridiculous scene where the god was laughing.
No, it's just I don't like how they made it. It's like, oh, the power of friendship. Like they got all the kids and shit, and the whole like side plot of Thor being jealous that Mjolnir is now with what's her name, his ex-girlfriend, whatever the fuck her name was. It's like, why are you doing that? Like, Thor is supposed to be one of the most imposing characters on this roster of shit characters that you had. Like, back then, Thor was actually the only character on the Avengers that you can consider an A-list character. Yeah. You know? He just slipped under the cracks and no one bought it. This is another gripe that I have with these stupid movies. In Avengers 1, for example, there's a trend that you notice in each of the Avengers movies where they all...
We've been recording for
40 minutes.
40?
Yeah. Okay. There's a common theme with each of these Avengers crossover movies. The two most powerful characters are Hulk and Thor. Okay?
Yeah,
if Hulk and Thor exist at full power, there is no conflict in the movie. Because they can just beat whoever the fuck they want. Right?
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of crazy that you have a god going against a raccoon and somehow, like, just struggling with.
So, if these two are, like, proper, like, at their full power, comic book accurate power, the conflict wouldn't exist. So how do we solve this? Oh, the gods at Marvel decided that we can just nerf these characters in every movie with some stupid plot. In the first Avengers, these two hated each other and they were fighting the whole time.
Yeah.
That was the first. That was
stop smashing shit up, and then Hulk just goes in.
Yeah, they just start fighting each other mid war. In Infinity War, Hulk couldn't transform. Or no, that was the one where he never showed. He was never there. They couldn't find him.
No, that Civil War. Civil War was the one where they couldn't find him, I believe. Infinity War, he couldn't transform. That's why he was in the Iron Man super.
He was in the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, the Hulkbuster, yeah.
So, we don't have Hulk? Adi.
Yeah.
No,
Thor! That's why Thor had his grand entrance where he's...
If Hulk is there, he completely just, what's it called? Destroys Thanos.
Yeah.
In one single fight. Oh, but they had him, like, lose the fight to him in the beginning, and now he has performance issues. ED, basically.
And that, they blame the entirety of the Infinity War, of Endgame, and Thor having this whole alcoholic phase, and he's just dead and depressed.
Thor...
He missed the head. Yep. He missed the head. How can you miss the head?
That's what I'm saying. The second movie, what happens? What was it? Thor is now... he's now peaceful Thor? and the Hulk is alcoholic and fat. Sorry, Thor... other way around. Thor is alcoholic and fat, and Hulk is peaceful Hulk. What the fuck?
Hulk's walking around in the fucking...
Yeah. Did you see bro's got that drip on for real. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, he looks like a retired professor, I swear to God.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, okay, those movies are super fucking cool, and it's like an amazing crossover, and let's go. But, like, the two most powerful characters can't do jack shit.
You know, that's the one good thing about DC, because they know when fans want something serious to come out, and when they want something stupid. Like, Lego Batman was obviously meant to just be jokes.
This is another thing that I want to say about DC and Marvel. Marvel heroes have no weaknesses. What's Iron Man's weakness? Like, what is his weakness? If he has a suit, what is his weakness?
Yeah.
Right? Thor. What is Thor's? Thor has no weakness.
Yeah.
So what's the weakness? Make him fat. That's you know what I'm saying? Hulk gets stronger the more he gets hit. You know that's his actual power. Like the more angry he is, the more powerful he gets. So perpetually he's just infinitely powerful, right? This guy at some point will be able to lift planets and just throw them. So what's the weakness? How do you counter this shit? Now on the other hand, in DC, you have Superman. Literally every power under the sun. Like he can fucking, pun intended, he can fly,
X-ray
super
vision,
speed,
laser
X-ray,
vision,
laser vision, freeze breath,
ice,
fucking super strength, everything, right?
I remember that one scene where what's his girlfriend's name? Penny?
Lois Lane.
Lois Lane, yeah. Lois Lane. He put the key under the mat to his entrance, and she's like, "Wait, won't somebody just be able to open your door to your lair?" He's like, "Try lifting that shit up." And he's like, "Oh, I carved it out of a dwarf star and over a trillion tons or something." I'm like, "What?
Adi. Make this man do whatever he wants, but he has a defined weakness: kryptonite.
Kryptonite, yeah.
Which is a common element found on Earth, right?
Batman's families or what?
Right?
Batman's.
His parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's his weakness.
Green
For example,
Lantern's the color blue.
No, Green Lantern. His powers are, first of all, his ring needs to charge.
Does it?
Yes, his ring needs to charge.
Bro, I haven't watched a single. I remember that Ryan Reynolds one.
That was a disaster. Let's not talk about that, bro. DC and movies just don't mix. You cannot make a good DC movie. I don't know why, but they just cannot.
Why do they struggle so much?
I don't know, man. They have an amazing library of characters.
Bro, you had like Justice League was supposed to be Endgame of DC, but they just ruined it.
There it is.
Until the Snyder's Cut came out, it was just.
I don't know, bro.
It was such a trash
Snyder's
film.
Cut was decent.
Snyder's Cut was basically the fans getting what they wanted because after so long.
You know, here's the thing. Here, I was talking about the animated DC movies and how dark they are sometimes. They gave the DCEU, the extended universe, which is the equivalent of MCU. They gave it to Zack Snyder. Now, Zack Snyder's. Have you watched The Watchmen? By the way, DC. The Watchmen is DC. You know Dr. Manhattan? You don't know Dr. Manhattan? Okay. Anyway, his movies are always shot in this like dark, grim world where it's like everything is cooked. Like what the fuck, you know? It's like supposed to mess with your mind type shit. You watch it and you're like, holy shit, this is so fucked up. But
did Schneider direct the new Batman as well? Robert Pattinson?
No. That was another guy. I forgot his name. Forgot his name. But it was someone else.
That had a very.
That's a W movie, by the way. Recently, DC have been fixing shit.
That was like a very Christopher Nolan type movie because it was very slow and quiet, but then it was very intense later on.
Kinda, and the score was beautiful. Everything about the movie.
The score was really nice. I liked it. It was very boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, bro. I will fight people on this. That Batman movie is like one of my favorite movies.
I felt that's one of the first movies I fell asleep to.
Nah,
and, dude,
ain't no way.
I don't sleep that easily.
Ain't no way.
Because the thing is, dude, it's such a very.
It is a 3-hour movie.
Right? It's a 3-hour long movie, and it's very dark.
Yeah.
Like there's no like.
There's no light. It's just red and black.
Yeah. So after a point, you just fall. It's just shutting your eyes.
True. I mean, but I will fight people. This is one of my favorite movies. Well, anyway, what was I talking about?
You were talking about how
Zack Snyder. So they gave him one of the most the one character in DC that inspires hope. DC is known, everyone shits on it for that, for being super dark and grim, and like all the characters just like, you know, like look at Batman, you know what I'm saying? Just a psychopath that doesn't care about anyone's life, just the mission, whatever. Although he doesn't kill in the comics. But Superman is the one character in all of DC that is supposed to inspire hope. The reason people hated on the Zack Snyder movies is because Superman in those movies, first of all, doesn't care about killing. He kills everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the time that it reaches the final movie, the Justice League movie, John West or whatever, Wesson or whatever the hell his name was, the director that subbed in for Zack Snyder when Zack Snyder's daughter died. I forgot his name. They brought another director to finish shooting the movie. So they called Henry Cavill back for reshoots and shit like that. And in that movie, Superman is shown as this like alien god who doesn't care about human life. That's not what Superman is.
But he's the guy that fell in love with a human woman. And
bro, Superman is raised as a human.
Yeah.
He crash landed from his pod on Earth as an infant. and was raised by a human family.
Yeah.
He is a human before being an alien superhuman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this whole
narrative.
yeah, exactly. This whole narrative of him being like an evil god is like,
Nah.
where's that coming from? You know what I'm saying? There is one event in the comics that shows him in that light, and it's called. There are two actually. The Injustice event. You know the games. Superman is the villain of those games.
Yeah.
And in that story, the Joker pushes him to the edge. He shows Batman that it takes one day for anyone to turn into the Joker, even the Boy Scout, even Superman. You know what I'm saying? So he targets Superman. He destroys Metropolis with a bomb, feeds him a virus that makes him think Lois Lane is Doomsday.
Yeah.
He flies her all the way out to space, then the virus wears off, and he realizes that he just killed Lois and his unborn son. So now his love of his life is dead, his unborn son is dead, his entire city is destroyed. So he goes, crosses the line, kills the Joker. Now he's an unstoppable tyrant. And that's the storyline of Injustice.
What? Shit.
Right?
Yeah.
That's cool. That could have been cool for Zack Snyder.
I remember reading that somewhere,
Yeah.
but it was like, you know, it was such a dark turn in his story that it was
that could have
crazy.
been a good movie for Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
What you can show Superman being the superhuman, like, unstoppable force that everyone is afraid of. And it's in that context it's cool because it's a spin-off. It's like what if. It's a what if scenario. Another incident is the Flashpoint incident. It's the storyline where Flash runs back in time and saves his mom. What started him becoming the Flash. Okay? His mom was killed by Reverse Flash. It's a whole thing. So in that event, when the Flash runs back in time and saves his mom, it causes a butterfly effect across history. Okay?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So when he comes back to modern time, everything is different. First of all, Bruce Wayne's parents never died. It was Bruce Wayne who died. And now his dad is Batman, and his mom is the Joker.
What?
Yeah. Atlantis and Themyscira are at war. So Wonder Woman and Aquaman, their countries are at war. And in order to stop the war, Aquaman marries Wonder Woman, which makes Mira get jealous, so Aquaman kills Mira. Wonder Woman kills Mira.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and also Cyborg has a different backstory. All of the characters' backstories get completely switched around. In that universe, Batman, Thomas Wayne, his dad, Bruce's dad, is a grisly motherfucker. He's exactly Batman, but he doesn't give a shit about killing. He doesn't give a shit about using guns. He's a badass. You should go. There is an animated movie for the Flashpoint. And Injustice, you can just watch the game's like cutscenes because that's an actual story on its own, and there is a comic book for it. Those two would have been great movies for Zack Snyder. Because then now
great movies.
Yeah, now we're here to see what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking cool.
But hasn't DC planned for this? Like, haven't they said like, okay, we'll probably do an Injustice League?
No, they went and did the Flash movie. First of all, Ezra Miller is an asshole, right? You know what happened with him? The guy who plays the Flash, he got caught for he was on the run for a while.
Yeah, he was the one that was like
for assaulting a fan.
A fan.
Assaulting a fan, yeah. She wasn't a fan, she was a random citizen, but she was like attacking him with something, I don't fucking know, so he like punches her. Right? And then he disappeared. Like deadass disappeared. No one could find him, not even to shoot the film. And then somehow something happened and then they shot Flashpoint. It's called the Flashpoint. It's like the Flash solo movie. And in that movie they bring back George Clooney as Batman and all that kind of shit. Or maybe it wasn't George Clooney. It was like, again, it was the Flashpoint event. But they still flopped that. Like, how are you doing that, bro? Warner Brothers are disastrous. They are disastrous.
They really don't know.
Let me not talk about the Suicide Squad debacle, bro. God damn it. Like that was...
the first Suicide Squad movie was good.
No, the second one was good. That's the one that gave us Peacemaker. That's the one that gave us I mean, the first one gave us Harley Quinn and like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn.
It was pretty iconic, like Will Smith.
I liked it, but it was
playing,
not that good of a movie.
What is his name? One Shot or whatever.
Deadshot.
Deadshot,
Dude,
yeah.
One of the coolest characters.
Deadshot is really cool in Injustice game as well.
Yeah,
he's such a OP character.
Yeah, Injustice 2, yeah. Deadshot is a really cool character in the comics. He's an assassin that never misses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so cool. But yeah, DC, I don't know. Maybe one day, bro. Fingers crossed.
One day.
They made the Blue Beetle movie flop. Black Adam flop.
Bro, that's just
How do
that
you
Black
flop
Adam
on
and
Black
Shazam.
Adam?
Is Shazam also DC?
Yes.
Dude,
How do you
all
flop
of them
as the Rock on Black Adam? Like,
Why are they not the same? Shazam and Black Adam.
they have the same backstory. So basically, the wizard who made Shazam is a descendant of Black Adam. Black Adam was
Is
an,
the
an
OG?
ancient Egyptian. Yeah.
Okay.
Black Adam was a slave in ancient Egypt, and then he rose to power by acquiring the powers of. You know what Shazam stands for? It's like the names of it's the names of like 7 different gods. Wisdom of Solomon, power of
Hades?
Achilles, something like that.
Okay.
Speed of Achilles, some shit. So yeah, so
I
yeah,
hate
power
that.
of Hercules.
I really don't like that name.
Shazam?
Shazam just sounds like a.
It sounds like an abracadabra.
Yeah,
they scream it and
exactly.
they get struck by lightning.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
It
but
just
it's,
sounds like
it's a
something-
cool character though.
Yeah.
Like especially Billy Shazam himself, because it's a 12-year-old kid who screams Shazam and becomes basically Superman. His only
But
weakness.
isn't Shazam played by a grown ass man? Like, isn't he?
That's the thing. The person who actually has the Shazam powers is a little kid called Billy.
Okay.
He's a 12-year-old kid
Okay.
who stumbles into the tomb of Black Adam,
Okay.
meets the wizard, and acquires the powers of Shazam. So
Okay.
now when he screams Shazam, he turns into a 30-year-old man with the powers of Superman.
Makes sense.
It's awesome. It's
Yeah,
so cool.
That's a pretty cool idea. I don't know why
Yeah.
they didn't like.
They didn't convert. I
Because
don't
you know,
how.
most of the world, you need to inform people, I guess, about
Yeah.
your
Show us the
heroes.
backstory of the character.
Yeah, the backstory.
Take your time.
Because most of these stories, we don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
I for example did not know what most of these characters did.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I knew what Shazam did or Black Adam and all these, all I thought was, damn, The Rock is playing another not another superhero, but just another
But
role. Where
did you
he-
see? Have you played Injustice 1?
Yeah.
Black Adam was in that
Black
game.
Adam was in that game. Yeah. He was very
It's The
very.
Rock.
He was.
It's The Rock.
Yeah.
Like he was born for that role, and you still flopped. How?
He's-
That's what pissed me off.
He's one of the starting characters you get, right? Or
yeah,
is
yeah,
it-
yeah. Black
was it-
Adam. Black Adam was on the roster of both Injustice
Was he
games.
bronze or silver?
Oh,
Silver, I
you're talking
think.
about Injustice Mobile. Yeah, he had the bronze
He was
variant.
bronze,
Yeah.
yeah. It was one of the.
yeah.
You know who I loved from Injustice? Nightwing. Nightwing
Dude.
was so cool.
You know what Nightwing is? Like what his backstory is?
Isn't he Robin? After
He was
Yeah.
He's the Robin. He's specifically the Robin from what's it called? Teen Titans. He's specifically that Robin, Dick
sense.
Grayson.
Yeah.
Because there's like multiple Robins. There's Dick, Tim, Jason Todd. Actually, no, it's Dick, then Jason, then Tim Drake, and then Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne's own son. A son that he had with Talia al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. I can go into the depths of
This guy
this.
needs help, bro. This guy needs help.
Bro.
I think we covered the superhero universe enough
Yes.
for today. We the thing is we're
Wait, who's your favorite comic book character? Spider-Man?
Spider-Man? Yeah.
My favorite comic book character is the Flash.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Specifically that.
Tobey Maguire.
Is it the dancing
Behind
scene?
yeah. The one where is it the one where he's like
Yeah.
absolute god. But yeah, that's it from us for today. That was episode 4 of Out of Bounds.
This was so much fun.
We have this was really fun. We're doing a double header today. I think we're gonna
We might take a break and then record another one. Yeah.
record another one. Yeah, we're recording a lot these days. We have 3 episodes now in the bag, waiting to be edited.
Yeah.
Probably make it about 3 more before I leave,
Yep.
and then we will see you guys next time, I guess.
Thank you guys so much for watching us. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for being patient with us. And we love you all.
We'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.
Bye bye.